What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Carter Scotland Allen here, and today I thought I would share with you guys my most anticipated films for the rest of 2022. It is currently July 10th today, so yes, I'm a couple days late on the halfway mark of putting this video out, but I thought I would still share with you the films that I am most excited for the rest of this year. With that being said, let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Our first honorable mention is The Reef Stalked. This is the sequel to The Reef, which I believe was released in around 2010, 2011, which I still have not seen. And I will be going and reviewing, ranking every single shark horror film ever made. I don't know how long it's going to take me. It could be 1 year, it could be 5 years. So, yeah, that's going to be a really long project. And with that, we have The Reef Stalked. Very excited to see what this film brings. I've heard there's a very strong fan base for the original film. And so, with them bringing a sequel back, it's not often that you see a sequel to a shark film. So, the fact that it was made at all, I'm interested. Next up on our honorable mentions, we have Don't Worry Darling with Harry Styles and Florence Pugh. Yeah, this trailer didn't honestly sell me as much as I wanted it to. I feel like there's a couple things about the trailer that don't necessarily reveal too much of the overall plot, but might reveal a little bit too much about where they're going with the plot. And last up on our honorable mentions list, we have Violent Night, which is starring David Harbour as Santa. Yes, David Harbour, who plays Hopper in Stranger Things, will be playing Santa. I'm very curious for this. I honestly kind of hope it's just a straight-up action thriller. Okay, got that out of the way. Those are our 3 honorable mentions. Let's get into the top 10 films that I am most anticipated for the rest of this year. These films aren't in too particular of an order, so don't take that too harshly if you see that one film is below another film on this list that you are genuinely excited for. Just let me know what you're excited for down in the comments below. Coming in at number 10, we have Evil Dead Rise. So Evil Dead Rise is obviously, it's the newest Evil Dead film. We've had Evil Dead all the way back in 2013, so it's been almost a full decade since that reboot, requel, whatever people want to call it. I loved that film. It might even be my favorite Evil Dead film just because of how terrified I was when I first saw it. I was 15 years old, so it really just hit with me, especially just being a 15-year-old horror fan. It gave me everything I wanted at the time. Evil Dead Rise, I should say I'm most excited for this film because of the fact that it's not taking place in a cabin. It's in a city, in a high-rise. So this story is going to be absolutely bonkers. I'm excited for it. Let's move on. And completely switching things up, number 9, we have Weird, the Al Yankovic story. I'm a huge fan of Weird Al Yankovic. I grew up with him due to my dad giving me like 3 or 4 of his CDs at a very young age. Weird Al was my first concert that I ever went to, and I've also seen him twice. Now, as for Weird, the Al Yankovic story, I'm very excited for this film due to Daniel Radcliffe starring as Al himself. Yes, obviously he is known for Harry Potter. That is his most notorious role and probably will be for the rest of his time, and I don't think that's a bad thing, but it is fantastic seeing him in anything other than Harry Potter. You've got Swiss Army Man, I mean the Woman in Black, which I didn't like that film, but I like seeing Daniel Radcliffe outside of things other than Harry Potter. Miracle Workers has become one of my favorite TV shows of all time, so very excited for this film. Moving on. Next up at number 8, we have The Fablemens, which is Steven Spielberg's newest film. And this one is a little tricky. I'm not sure quite how intrigued I am by the plot of this film because it is said to be a loose biography, loose biopic on Spielberg himself, written and directed by Spielberg himself. So I personally don't know how that's going to go. Obviously, I love Spielberg because of Jaws, Indiana Jones, all these great films. But I just am not quite sure if I want to see a biopic about Steven Spielberg made by Steven Spielberg. I don't know. Call me crazy. Let's move on. But I am intrigued. So that's why I put it on this list. Is I'm intrigued. I don't necessarily think I will love the film or even necessarily like it. But I'm a huge Spielberg fan. So hopefully this has a compelling story that there's a reason for telling. But as of now, I'm not too enthralled. Just more so curious. Coming in at number 7, we don't have too long of a wait for this film. We only have like 2 or 3 more weeks, and that is Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Bodies, 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 or Bodies times 3, is the newest A24 film described as A24's take on Scream. Now, I think that is a horrible way to take the film, not in the sense that the film's going to be bad, but I just think when you're comparing it to a horror classic, people are going to have their minds and their expectations way up here when the film's probably going to be a great fun ride. Again, we've only gotten like a 1.5-minute trailer with really not much from it, but I'm excited for the film. I'm really excited for it. Anything that A24 puts out, obviously I'll check out. I know that sounds super pretentious, but A24 puts out some good movies. They don't put out the best sometimes. I know a lot of people really did not like Men. I still have yet to see that, so I can't say my opinions on that film. But as for Bodies, 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 I am very excited. Next up on this list, we have something quite controversial, or I see it becoming controversial, and that is Till. If you don't know the story of Emmett Till, just go research it yourself, because it freaks me out talking about it. It's an awful story. It is an awful story. But I'm intrigued to see how they tell that story through film. I'm intrigued to see if that telling of this story will have been worth it. Is it going to be offensive? Is it going to be what it should be to black audiences? Because that's what this is about. Not saying that it's made for black audiences. I'm just saying that it's a story about racism dealing with white and black people. Obviously, we've had thousands of stories like that before. But with something so real and so visceral like the Emmett Till story, it kind of freaks me out. Like, I'm getting a little heated just talking about it, because I think of seeing the pictures in school. Sorry, like, this shit freaks me out. I don't like that stuff. Obviously, nobody should like that stuff. But it's very, very raw material. I'm curious as fuck to see how they do this, because it could either be fantastic and really be eye-opening to... Well, I shouldn't even say that, because it's all obvious shit. It's obvious horrible shit. But I think this film could be fantastic for those who don't know the Emmett Till story. But that being said, I think most people do. With the way that our world is now, the Emmett Till story might not be told as much, because there is so much current stories, whether it be George Floyd or the many others. There's so many scenarios, unfortunately, that could be turned into film. And that's one thing. Again, like I said, I'm worried. I'm babbling on just about this one film, but it has an extreme possibility of being overly offensive, or like just dramatically impactful in a really respectful way. And I'm obviously hoping for that, because this is a real story that I was told and learned about in school. It hit me then. It's going to hit me now, whether or not it's offensive or not. I just hope that it's not offensive. Let's get out of the dark stuff and move on. Next up on this list, we have Prey, which is the prequel to Predator. I'm very excited for this film. Just the fact that you're taking it back to the roots of a human fighting a predator, using their environment to overcome the predator. That's what Arnold did in the original film, and none of the other Predator films had that. It was all guns, technology, miniguns. I mean, I enjoyed Predators 2010, but that's just guns, rifles, and things like that. And it's cool, it's fun. But I am genuinely excited to see just a human doing humanly things, using their bare hands, rocks, arrows, whatever it may be, to take out this damn predator. I am very excited for this film. Cannot wait. And on that note, I have reviews for every single Predator film coming out in the next couple days, starting tomorrow with the review of the first Predator film, and then it'll skip every other day will be a release of a Predator review. Coming in at number 4, we have Black Panther 2. I'm very excited for this film, more so curious than I am excited, I should say though, just because I am obviously concerned, worrisome about how they are going to handle the passing of Chadwick Boseman and the handling of the passing of the torch of Black Panther. I am very, very curious. There's not much else to say about this film other than I'm excited to see how they handle it. Again, I'm a little worrisome. I'm excited to see Namor. The leaked pictures of Namor's design I think look awesome. I know some people haven't really liked it because it's so drastically different from the comics, but I think it suits it more so than the comic style look would have. And it just completely separates Namor from Aquaman. So, that's Black Panther 2. Moving on. Alright, so we have 3 films for the rest of this year, and all 3 films are horror films. Coming in at number 3, most anticipated, is Halloween Ends. Yes, there has been controversial takes, opinions on Halloween Kills, David Gordon Green's whole trilogy as of now, and I have to say, I really like Halloween 2018, and I did not like Halloween Kills. I thought some of the kills were awesome. Overall, it was a fun watch on first viewing, but the second time I watched it, I was like, what the hell, with everything going on that was frustrating to me. There were frustrating things to me in Halloween Kills, the first watch, but I was just enjoying it as like a slasher, a typical slasher, but that's not what Halloween is. Michael Myers is not a typical slasher. He's basically the slasher, one of these slashers. And so to treat him the way that they did in Kills, I was not very happy. I am very intrigued as for what they're going to do with Halloween Ends, because there's been so many rumors that, like, Jamie Lee Curtis says, oh, you guys are going to hate it. Some people are going to be just pissed. John Carpenter even had said in the past couple days that he's not for sure how he thinks about the script and the way that they're going, but he respects that they're doing it. So I'm just curious as hell. Will they kill Michael? Will they kill Laurie? Will they kill everybody? Will everybody live happily ever? Will they get Michael to talk? I hope so, or I hope not. Take that back. I hope not. Moving on to the number 2 spot, though, we have Nope, which is releasing in just 2 weeks. I wanted to get this video out before Nope released. I'm very excited for Nope. It has been a very long time since I have seen a memorable alien horror film. I want to say the last alien horror film that I watched, liked, and remembered was in like 2013 with Dark Skies. That's a long time. 9 years. Obviously, sci-fi alien horror films, they do have a fan base, but it's kind of burnt out, and I'm excited to see Jordan Peele tackle aliens in Nope, and I'm very excited to see if it'll end up being on my top 10 alien films of all time, which will be coming out after the release of Nope. I just have to watch Nope to figure it out if it'll be on that list. So Nope, I'm very excited for. The cast looks phenomenal, the visuals look phenomenal, and I think it's one of these creepy alien stories that's genuinely going to get me. I really hope so, because Signs is one of the movies that terrified me as a kid, absolutely fucked with my head, and that's what I'm hoping for from Nope. I don't think it'll terrify me like Signs did when I was a kid, but I think it'll do a good job at making me feel really unsettled. And coming in at the number 1 spot, we have Pearl. Pearl is the sequel, or should I say prequel, to X, which is Ty West's horror classic. I shouldn't even say classic, but it's a classic in my opinion already. Like, it just came out this year. I want to say it was January, February, or something like that. And it blew me away. I've watched it 2 or 3 times already, and I see myself watching this film 2 or 3 times again throughout the rest of this year, leading up to Pearl. I am so extremely excited for that film, seeing Mia Goth back in this crazy ass old woman transformation that she did for X. Very excited for it. There's not much to say story-wise because we don't have a trailer. We only got a short teaser at the very end of X in the end credits scene, but even then, that was only like 10-15 seconds long. So we didn't get too much from it. That's honestly making me more and more excited for it. So, that is my list of the top 10 most anticipated films for the rest of 2022. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys would like to see down in the comments below. I'm Carter Scotland Allen, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.